waiting for quite a while. Sorry it took so long to make it, but here it is. And yeah, as you can already tell, these are my two garage industrials. I plan to have more in here someday, but this is what it's at right now. The one on the right is about a 2013 36-inch Canarm industrial. And the one on the left here is, I think, from 2011, 56-inch Canarm industrial. And if you can't notice there, it's got the gold ring still on the motor. I really like that. Gotta have the gold ring. But anyways, we will start them off on high, just because that's the way I like to do things. I've got them both controlled on a 4-speed capacitor switch. The 36-inch makes a cool startup sound, but you probably couldn't hear it. I'll have to make individual videos of these fans someday and you'll get to hear the startup sound then. The 56-inch there isn't quite up to full speed yet, but 36-inch has been up to full speed for quite a while now. Yeah, the 56-inch I had messed around with the blade pitch, so it doesn't spin quite as fast as it used to. It's still decent, but you know, I honestly think it's more efficient because it seems to move a lot more air and spin hardly any slower than it did. But eventually I'm just going to buy a brand new 56-inch industrial, and then I'll swap the blades with this one so it has, you know, original pitched blades, because I'm kind of paranoid that, you know, spinning a little slower might eventually burn the motor out. And I don't want to burn this motor out with the gold ring on it or whatever, and put these more steeper pitched blades on a new fan with no brass ring on the motor, just because I wouldn't really care about that one. I just care about this one because they don't make them anymore, even though it's not vintage. But you know, you get my drift. There's the 36-inch, just a ripping. Never played with the pitch at all on that one. And believe me, they move quite a bit of air, these 36-inchers. The 56-inch moves a decent amount of air, but I won't even do air demonstration on it because you can hardly even, you know, you probably won't even hear it on the camera. Eventually, when I make individual videos of these fans, I'll show you the air movement. But yeah, that won't be for a while, because eventually I'm going to take both these fans down and then I'll like put them up in my shed so they're up close and personal, you know, and then I can really make a good detailed video of it. But that won't be for a while, until we insulate the shop or whatever, you know, because if we insulate it, we're going to have to take the fans down and whatnot. So, but anyways, I'll put them on medium now. I used to have the 36-inch on, what do you call them? Variable speed switch. But it never did spin down as slow as I wanted. So I just hooked it up to the same 4-speed switch as the 56-inch was on there and called her cigarette. But you know, before I even bought this 36-inch, that 56-inch used to be in the middle, and it used to be on a variable speed switch, buzzing away. But now it's nice and quiet on that 4-speed switch. eventually I'll probably put the 56-inch fan on a 4-speed, like just a regular 4-speed switch, and then maybe this one on a variable speed switch, or 2 of these on a 4-speed switch, because 2 fans on a 4-speed switch for 36-inch seem to give it some pretty good speeds. But when you have both these hooked up, that one starts to spin really slow on the lower speeds, and this one's just kind of going fast still, you know. It's slowed down considerably though. Zoom in a little bit on it there. I don't know if you're going to tell it how much slower it got. It's a decent amount slower. Yeah, I really like this 36-inch industrial. It actually moves more air than the 56-inch for this shop, because this shop has a curved roof. And the 56-inch, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of room between the blades and the roof of the shop, so it kind of doesn't allow it to move a lot of air. So it would help pitching the blades a little more, but just like I explained earlier, I don't want it to burn out the motor, so. Yeah, I think you got the idea there. And we'll go for medium-low speed. Oh, my phone's still on. Is it dead? No, it's not even. Surprised I thought it'd be stone dead, but no. I don't want to put this 36-incher on a variable speed control, because it seems to buzz really loud on a variable speed control. That's why partially why I hooked it up with the 4-speed control that was on that one, just because it was, well, first I had it on a variable speed control, then I put it alone on the 4-speed control, hooked that one up to the variable, and then, you know, just like I said earlier, this one spun too fast on even the lowest speed, and, you know, that one was fine on the variable speed. But so then I thought, well, I want it to slow down, so I'll put the 36-inch on a variable speed control and put that one on the 4-speed control, because it seemed to have pretty decent speeds with that. But yeah, this thing just made way too much noise. So I just hooked them both up on the 4-speed control, and I mean, it's good enough for now. If anything, I usually like to leave them on to keep the birds out of here. Because for some reason, well, I guess because, you know, a spinning thing up there kind of keeps, you know, kind of scares the birds away. But before, there'd always be birds making nests up in those rafters, so, you know, with the ceiling fans on, even on the lowest speed, just up there spinning, moving, whatever, just scares them away, you know. They don't like to make a nest by something that's moving, you know what I mean? Yeah. Eventually, I'd like to buy a Banville 36-inch fan, just to say that I have a Banville 36-inch fan. I already have a Banville bronze line, but eventually I'm gonna buy a Banville gold line. That's like my dream industrial right there. But that won't be until I got a good $200 and some to spare. Definitely won't be happening with this job anyways. Or should I say my current job. yeah, anyways, get zoomed out here and I'll show you the low speed, or should I say super low speed. Holy crap, I might just be able to make this video with no cuts, maybe a couple, because I just can't make a video without stuttering. Yeah, you can hear all the birds just tweeting away. It's 6 in the morning. Basically just finished partying, you could say. A couple of friends were over and we're chilling, putting fog lights on his truck and drinking some brews. And don't want to go to bed while I'm drunk because I'll have a hangover the next day, so figured, hey, perfect time to make the video of these fans. Yeah, I think that's about as slow as a 36 incher is going to go. 56 inch slows down a bit more. Yeah, it's about as slow as it goes. I'd definitely like to acquire some vintage industrials. I do have the opportunity to, but I just have to gain up the courage to ask the people if I want, or if they'd want me to buy them new ones and replace them. But the one place where I could get 3 old industrials is my cousin's, and the other place that I get 1 old industrial is my auntie's and uncle's. So shouldn't be too hard to ask them, but you know, procrastinating it. I don't know how I'm gonna ask them. Anyways, I'll throw them up to high real quick and then unplug them, and you guys can see the spin down time. Probably be waiting for a couple of years for a 56 incher because it likes to spin forever. Anyways, the fans that I'm hoping to acquire, the industrial fans that I'm hoping to acquire, the 3 in my cousin's shop is, they have like the Evergo blades, you know, with no lines in them or whatever. And one has the smaller motor. I don't know how to say it, like, I think it's the later 80s of industrial, Canarm industrial. They had kind of the smaller motor. You know, they downsized the motor from their early 80s, late 70s industrials. But it still has the Evergo blades with no lines on them. And then 2 of them are just, you know, one's a 56 inch regular old Evergo, I believe. Anyways, maybe it's a Canarm. I mean, they're too high to see, but you know, it looks like the Evergo has the big motor with the, you know, ring at the bottom and the top. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've If you know your Canarm industrials, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, one's a 56 inch and one's a 48 inch. And they really give her. But yeah, eventually acquire them maybe. And the other one from my auntie and uncles is one that I would really love to acquire. It has, like I was explaining earlier, it has the later 80s more shrunken motor with the big fat blades with the design, you know, kind of has like a V and then a line going through the middle. Really cool. Love to acquire that one. It's really too bad this 36 incher didn't have some sort of little lines going through the blades. I don't know, I just kind of like that. I don't know that fan does. That's kind of plain though, it just has 3 lines going down the blade. It's not fancy or anything. Unlike the older, later 80s Canarm industrials where they had that V and then the line going through the middle like I just explained earlier. Yeah, I guess the 36 incher is done. Zoom up on the 56er. We're going to be here for a little while. This thing likes to just spin and spin and spin. Probably run out of memory before it even stops. I've got about 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. Yeah, I didn't pitch the blades very much more, but just a little bit, and it made it move that much more air. Like the blades on these newer Canarm Industrials 56 inchers, you know, the scoop isn't just flat, it's like curved down a bit, so you know it's basically killing the efficiency a bit. But the 36 incher, they made the blade pretty good, and you know the scoop is at least straight, so it can scoop lots of air. Unlike this 56 incher where the scoop is like I just explained, a little folded down, so just doesn't quite scoop as much air as it possibly could. I may explain myself quite a bit, or should I say over explain, you know, like I'll say something and then a couple minutes later I'll explain it again and be like, just like I said earlier. But you know, I don't know, that's just how I roll. It's not like I'm a burnout or anything and don't even remember what I just said a little while ago. That used to be true when I was into the chooch, but now that I quit the chooch, I'm getting my mind back quite a bit. It's pretty nice. There, finally. That's about it for my garage industrials. Like I said earlier, I'm going to make an individual video of both of them, up close and personal, so I guess stay tuned for that. Won't be for a while though.